Welcome to this webinar of the competitive strategies of Michael Porter. My name is Pepijn Schoenmaker. Now, as we know, there are several strategies which you need or can follow, or which you need to choose after you find your key issues, after your SWOT analysis and your central problem, your main problem which you have to solve. A model which you can use to solve your problem is the competitive strategy model of Michael Porter. Michael Porter invented this model, and he says that you really have to follow a certain route, a certain way on one of its axes to gain competitive advantage. Now, actually, there are three sides in his model. On the left top, you can see cost leadership. On the right top, you see differentiation strategy. Now below, you see the word focus. And the focus can be either cost focus or differentiation focus. Let me try to explain the differences between these. First of all, cost leadership. As the word mentions, you are an absolute leader in cost, efficiency and cost. You really take the costs for the end user as a sustainable competitive advantage. You try to produce your products at the lowest costs. For instance, in a car example, Dacia. You get a car for a really low price and the car is beneficial. It does what it has to do. It brings you from A to B. No extras, but the price is low. There are also several retailers which really use the cost leadership strategy so that the customers know, okay, I'm going to buy some products, I'm not going to expect any services, I'm not going to expect any A brands, but I want the lowest price. Same goes for airliners. Like Ryanair really has the cost leadership strategy. No extra services, no food on board. Yes, maybe you have food on board, but you have to pay for it. One thing is for sure, the price is the lowest. If you really excel in this strategy, then this can be a really sustainable competitive advantage. Let's look at differentiation. As the word mentions, your products really differentiate from different kind of competitors. In the eyes of the consumer, your product is really different. Sometimes it's hard to explain what the difference is, but and that's a strong part. If you really can excel in differentiation, then the consumer will notice or will experience that it's a different product. For instance, Apple products are really, in the eyes of the consumer, different from other phone manufacturers or from other devices. Why? It's hard to explain, because there are a lot of exclusive or special or patented products in an Apple product which really differentiate this product from other manufacturers. That's the differentiation strategy. Now on the bottom you see the focus strategy. You can have a cost focus strategy or a differentiation focus strategy. Or, in other words, you can try to focus on a niche market. A niche market is a small part in the market that you found, that you think this part is not being served really strong by the competitors. Let's focus on that type of customer or that a certain part or group. Let's target that group with our cost strategy or our differentiation strategy. So the focus is actually narrow. It's a small part of a certain segment that you found, and by focusing on these type of customers, or by focusing on this group, you distinguish yourself from the competitors. A lot of competitors want more, want big, want everybody or as much consumers as they can. whilst the focus strategy has a certain part of a group. The group is not so big, but it's big enough for your company to run and big enough for your company to focus on. Now later, in several textbooks, there also was a certain strategy, which is good or bad, let's leave that in the middle, which is called stuck in the middle. Especially in Holland, we know that we have consumer groups that are interested in both. They want the lowest price, but also as much as they can in quality or whatever, or a special product. Now we know that that's not possible because Michael Porter says, no, you have to choose. Or you are a cost leader, or you have the differentiation strategy. And you cannot be in the middle, then you are stuck in the middle, which is a typical strategy problem. There are certain companies which do really well by being stuck in the middle. For instance, a consumer electronica chain can have either they pretend that they have the lowest price and the highest service and everything in their assortment, and they kind of look as being stuck in the middle because they are not choosing the cost leadership way or the differentiation leadership way. So stuck in the middle sometimes is also mentioned as a strategy, but you really have to look close into that if this strategy is sustainable, if it's not easy to imitate by competitors, and if it's such a special strategy that you that your business can run by this strategy. So that's stuck in the middle. So I hope you've learned something about the competitive strategy of Michael Porter, and thank you for watching this webinar.